Hello my dear friends, my name is Sanne and welcome back to another beauty video. It has been a little while since I've done like an actual makeup video, so I thought it would just be nice today to sit down and do some makeup and chat about things a little bit, because it has been a little while since I've properly done that. And it's always fun to just sit down and do some makeup, right? And I wanted to do something extremely colorful and bright and fun for summertime. So that's what we're doing today. We'll just get into it and we'll slowly move forward, you know? I already applied some face primer, so I'm immediately going into concealer. As you know, if you're not new on this channel, I don't really wear foundation that much. So just gonna go in with concealer, and I'm using a new one today, or pretty new, like I got this a few days ago. This is the Essence Correct Conceal Under Eye Brightening Concealer in shade Light. I really love using those like under eye concealers because they're more pink toned, so they're also way more cool toned than regular concealers usually are. Like, I find it very difficult to find a proper cool toned concealer, and since my skin tone is very like neutral, cool toned, I don't really function well with many different concealers because they're just too orange usually. I have found a few in recent years that work pretty well for me, so those are the ones that I stick to. But I saw this one and I always had this like pink under eye concealer from Essence before, and I really like that one, so I thought I would just get this one again because I feel like it's so nice and neutral and subtle, especially for like daily use. And then if I want, I go in with a normal concealer to just do like spots around my face. So this is the Covergirl Trublend concealer in shade Porcelain. I've been using this one for a while now. I think I'm almost out, so I need to find a new one. I think I might go back to my e.l.f. concealer because I really like that one, and that one is a good shade, and that one is pretty easily accessible to me. So, but for now I'm getting the final use out of this Covergirl concealer, and I use it mainly to just do like some spots, some blemishes, and some red coloring that I have over here. And then I feel like that's enough for me base wise. Like, it's looking even enough. I like how I do my base makeup nowadays. I'm powdering down with my favorite powder. You've seen this one for years on this channel by now. This is the Etude Face Edition powder. I got this one in Japan when I went in 2023. And I used up one full packaging of this, and then I just ordered a new one, and I'm already starting to see pan on this. I've had this in use for like half a year. Scary. Half a year? More, probably. Like 7 months. And I use this every single day. It's a great powder. It's so easy to apply, and it's a great color for me. It's only one color. Like, this is the only shade that you'll get. So range wise, it's definitely not great, but it's the perfect shade for me. And I really like how soft and satiny my skin feels afterwards. So I have that done. I'm just gonna brush some brow gel through my brows. This is the Cara Beauty brow gel from the Essentials collection, just the clear one. I feel like this one is also running out, so I'm gonna have to buy myself a new brow gel sometime soon. It's always like all your favorite products running out at the same time, but not like immediately at the same time that you can just do one giant order or go to the store and just buy everything at once. It usually runs out like a few weeks after each other in like the most annoying way possible, usually. And while that's drying, I'm just gonna go in with some blush. For today's look, I want to use a palette that I haven't used yet, that I've had a little while, which is the Kaleidos Electroturquoise palette, Futurism V. It's a very cute palette, I think. It looks very adorable and very bright and summery, so I'm really excited to get into these colors. Since we have some orange going on, I think it would be nice to have some like corally orange blush going on as well. So I'm going into the Kaleidos blush in shade, I don't know what shade this is because it's not on the packaging. Also, my nail broke off yesterday. Like, I already had to cut down my nails to this, which is really short for me. Like, I had some really pretty long claws before this. And then one nail broke off to like this one broke off to like this length. So I had to cut everything to the similar length. and I don't like it. It feels so short, but also I'm not really allowed to have much longer nails since I work in a lab. But yeah, we have that going on. And then this nail, it really just ripped into it and just, it's like annoyingly too short. Like you can feel the nerves, you know, like, ugh. I don't like it. I hope it grows fast. I found the color. This is shade Sunburnt. So I have shade Sunburnt here, which is like a bright orange blush. And just because it feels appropriate, I'm going into with the Kaleidos blending blush brush. I feel like I never really mentioned this in my videos, but some of the products that I use I got in PR. And I usually put like the whole list of everything that I used in the video in the description down below, and I'll put if I got it in PR or not. If you're ever interested in that, it's all mentioned down below, just all the details of all the products that I used anyway. Oh, I'm just applying some pretty orange blush. Don't forget the nose, it's the most important part for a cohesive look. Going a bit more on top of the bridge now because I'm feeling like maybe adding faux freckles a bit at the end, but then I like to, why is it so weirdly sticking to that spot? My god, why is it doing that? I had like a bright orange spot on my nose for a second. Anyway, I'm thinking of applying maybe faux freckles at the end, and then I like having blush as a base. Just makes it look a bit more natural. Okay, anyway, the base almost done. I need to do my brows. I'm using the Kruidvat Brow Perfect Brow Pencil in 25 Espresso beans. I got this one because the Catrice brow pencil that I like to use, I ran out of it. And then I need to get a new one, but that one was sold out. So then I just had to get a brow pencil, so I got this one. I think color-wise and everything it works well. Except this one you have to push down a lot harder to get some pigment out of. So I like using it less. And now I do have a backup of the Catrice one, but you know, now I'm finishing up this one first. I just slowly fill up mostly a bit here in the front and then the empty parts here in the tail end of the brow. The base is officially done. I'm just gonna apply some eyeshadow primer so we can go on to the eyes. Anyway, I'm using the Milani eyeshadow primer as always. It's my favorite, and I'm gonna let that settle and dry a tiny bit. And then we're gonna get into this fun eyeshadow palette. In the meantime, while that's drying, news flash update, which I don't think we've talked about yet here on the channel. I have a job. Yeah. It's taken me 6 months to find a job after having to leave my previous job. And the best part is that I am back at my previous job. I'll tell you all about it. It's basically the only new thing that's going on in my life. Everything else is pretty much the same it's always been. So nothing new going on over there. But the job is a nice new thing, I guess. So I'm going into the shade Wired, which is this deep brown shade. And I'm gonna use it. I feel like that mirror is too small, so I'll just use my own mirror. I'm gonna use that to make a bit of like a smoky liner moment. I'm gonna smoke that out with the teal shade later. But yeah, so I'm basically back at my old job because the thing is that I did my internship for my master's in medical biology at a research department doing research in malaria. And then when my internship ended, my supervisor was like, I have some research money left. Can I please hire you for a few months to help with some extra research? So that was my first job for like half a year, doing some more research within that research group, like assisting with some experiments and everything. And that was really nice. He just had some money left, and that money ran out at the end of October. So by the 1st of November, I was out of a job. I knew this ahead of time. Like I knew I was gonna be unemployed from November on. And I was like, you know what? I graduated while I was working this job. So I just recently graduated. I just recently started working and finished that first job and had some things going on in my life. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna start searching for a second job as soon as I'm done with this specific one. So I started looking. I applied to a bunch of different research technician positions. I had a lot of job interviews. I had a crazy process where I went to a company and I had 3 interviews in total. And then in the end they offered me the job and I was very excited about it. And then they sent me the contract and it was god awful. It was such a terrible contract. They didn't want to discuss any of the contract. Like, could you increase this? Could you work on that? Could we discuss some parts of the contract to maybe change it? No. What they said was that I couldn't do anything. And they had to teach me everything since I'm fresh out of school. Which is not really true because I did have a job already. But yeah, I apparently didn't know anything and couldn't do anything. So they couldn't offer me more. Like, I could basically make the same wage working in the grocery store over here. And all sorts of other things that was in the contract that wasn't great at all. I decided to actually deny the job offer. And then I was unemployed again. Because I was like telling people like I got my first job offer, I'm excited, I'm gonna start in March, 1st of March, exciting stuff. And then all of that happened and I was unemployed again. Which is disappointing because like I wanted to have the job and I thought they were excited about me joining their team, but then they told me that I basically wasn't worth shit and they weren't gonna discuss that on any level. So that was really great. So I had a really, really bad feeling about it. Like I could have taken a job anyway and then started looking for something else in the meantime, but I just had a really bad feeling about it. So I just didn't want to do it. I applied to a few other jobs, had some more interviews. I am so not doing my makeup right now. Wait a second. I am continuing with the next shade, which is the shade Digital. This very beautiful deep teal shade that I'm going into. I'm gonna smoke that a bit next to it. And then going into my crease as well. But yeah, then at a certain point, I was like, I heard some rumors that maybe my old boss was gonna be looking for someone to hire again. So I sent him an email like, hey, do you know of any job openings in the field that may be interesting for me? And he was like, I'm gonna have a job opening and I would love for you to apply. So that was nice. So then I applied, I sent my letter. They were very excited about it. They interviewed some other people. They didn't interview me because they know me. And then they gave me the job. And I started last week. I am very excited about that. Because it's basically just working in the same team, doing similar research. And I am very, very excited because I get to do so many more different things. Like I'm gonna be the lab technician that does everything, you know? And that's my goal. I want to be a lab technician that I also can help everyone in the lab, like if they have a question about anything, that I am the person who knows the answer. So I want to learn everything about all the lab techniques and I want to do as much as possible. But I'm gonna be doing so many fun things in this job. And it's only for a year. So after a year I'm gonna be unemployed again. So that's just gonna be how it goes. But you know, I feel like that's also just the research field, especially since I'm in academic research right now. Funding is just something else, you know? You just need to hope and pray. And then I can have a full year of experience to write down on my CV again, you know? So it's only gonna look good on my resume. I'm gonna go into this lighter blue shade, which is called Force Field. It's called Force Field. Blending that into the teal shade. So yeah, I started my new job last week and I had a really easy start because of course I already know everyone, so I know most of the techniques that I'm gonna be working on, at least in the beginning. So I could basically just start right away. There were some like administrative things that I needed to do. I basically had my first day on Thursday because that was the 1st of May. That's when my contract started. But then I work 32 hours, which is also great, honestly. Like, I am so excited to have a 32-hour contract. I get to have one day a week where I can also spend filming and making content. And I think it's going to be so much better for my mental health as well. So I work 32 hours. My day off is on Friday. So I worked on Thursday, my first day. And then I got the Friday off, because that's my weekly day off. So then I had weekend. But then on Monday, it was May 5th in the Netherlands, which is Liberation Day. So we had a national day off, which is once every 5 years. So I basically worked on Thursday. And then my second day was on Tuesday. So I had 4 days off in between. So yeah, then my second week was like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. done. So next week is gonna be my full first week of work. It was definitely just a very nice way to start slowly, I guess. And it's nice to see everyone again, because I really like the people over there. They're just really nice. Currently applying a bit more of the deep brown. So going more underneath the eye. Basically going back and forth a bit between wired and digital to create a nice smoky moment. And then using, what was it, Force Field, the lighter shade, to brighten things up a bit. I'm going into the orange shade now, which is called Voltaic, and I'm gonna apply that right there on the lower lash line, blending that into the deep brown. It's kind of giving Kingfisher vibes, you know. Okay, and now that we have that color combo going, I'm going into the shimmers. So I'm first going into this deeper teal shimmer. This is called Tron. It's a really cool bright color. I'm applying that straight onto the lid. That is beautiful. Feels like a bit duochromy. It has some like orangey, yellow, golden shimmers in there as well. It's really pretty. Okay, and then I'm going into this shade over here called Shockwave. I'm just applying that in the inner corner. I like to go in with some of the mattes sometimes to just make sure we're not overly glittering. Like, there's no such thing as too much glitter, obviously, but more like that you can still see the blends that you worked so hard on in the first place. I feel like we should do some sort of orange eye pencil on the waterline and have something bright like that. I don't really have a nice orange though. I feel like this is the only orange that I have. And it's more reddish than orange. I don't think that's gonna work. Maybe a yellow? A yellow might work. I think I might do this yellow. I think that could look fun. Like that. Not entirely sure about it yet, but I might change it. I'm just gonna do the other eye quickly off camera and then I'll be right back with you to do the rest of the look. I'm back. Other eye is done. It looks nice and smoky and fun and colorful. So I'm just gonna apply some mascara. The Milani Anti-Gravity Mascara, as always. I feel like this one is currently almost dried out, so I should definitely buy a new one. For highlighter, I think I'm going into Skywalker by Kaleidos because I want it to be blue and fun. Or do I want it to be more yellow? You know what? Because this is really blue, but I need it to be more green and yellow. So I have my little showy makeup palette. It's this one. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going into this shade in the showy makeup palette. I don't think the shades have names, but this is like the greenish one. Oh, yeah. Okay. That one works way better for what I'm trying to achieve. Ooh. Very fun. I'm just grabbing the palette that I used for that. I don't really have a fake freckle thing. I have face paints that are apparently falling apart. Yeah, I use like brown face paints and I make them really light. Anyway, I like to add like a lot of water and not to make it very pigmented. And then I just start making dots and then I tap them. And I kind of like tap 3 or 4 times because whatever is like still on my finger can then also make a second place thing somewhere else on my nose, you know? Let's do lips. That's basically the last thing left. Because I was thinking of doing like something very orangey, but then it might just be, you know, too much. I think I'm applying the Catrice Plumping lip liner in shade Understated Chic. This one is very neutral but has a slight orange tone to it, like that. And we're just gonna try this tint. This is by Romand and it's the Juicy Lasting Tint in Pink Pumpkin. But again, the oranges are way more red orange than the orange in that palette. Like the orange in that palette is yellow orange. So this is working. I'm not mad at it. Just gonna apply some clear gloss on top. This is the Gloss Me Up Juicy Infusions by Collection in shade Grape Jelly. It's mostly the flavor, not really the shade, but I really enjoy this very synthetic grape smell. Okay, cool. I think all this look needs is a little lash. I love how like the face and the lip made it the entire look like slightly more natural and neutral for some reason. Like soft. Just very fun and nice and soft, and I'm really enjoying it. So I'm going for the Rival Loves Me eyelashes in style Naturally number 2. I think those are nice. They just give a slight bit of extra volume, especially outwards. Final lash. We're done. And then I look good just to sit at home, have dinner, maybe read a book, you know, done. But that's the look done. Very pretty. And it's a little update about my life. Like I said, working again. Very excited about it. Gonna hopefully be filming more looks soon. Because I like to get into that rhythm of filming every Friday. Posting a YouTube video every 2 weeks, I think. That's my goal. Mainly all of my content lives on Instagram right now. Like I'm very active on there. Post every day. And that's been going great. So I like to keep that up and then just slowly add on YouTube again every time I can, you know, to see if it works. But I really have to get back into this working rhythm again because right now it's not working yet. Also, my sleep schedule is off. Yeah, that's my goal right now. But excited to film a little video again. I have a reading vlog coming up as well again in 2 weeks. So exciting. Excitement for content. And this pretty look. Honestly, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I love the idea of these two colors together, like the orange with the greenish, like the teal. But I wasn't really sure how well it would execute. It turned out really well. Yeah, that was my little update and my little makeup look. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more from me. If you want to see even more from me, my Instagram is linked down below where you can find all sorts of creative makeup looks and where I post every single day, like I said. And that's gonna be it for me today. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Toodles!